Let me clean that. Today is the first meet vlog. I just woke up. Give me 1 second. Let me wake up a bit more. So it is 7:53 on Saturday, and I have, what, 2 hours? Oh my god, why did I do this to myself? I have 2 hours to get dressed and to get on the road, but thankfully for me, my bag is already packed. I just have to put on my uniform and my clothes and do my hair. But my hair is low-key in mini twists because I wasn't supposed to be running this meet. Or, I'm not gonna say I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't planning on opening up my indoor season this week. I was planning on next week, but then some girls I knew were like, hey, we're trying to do a relay. We only have 3 people. We need another person. I said, girl, of course. So let me make my way up to Virginia from North Carolina. I say that like that's a lot. It's literally the next state up, but it's like 2 hours and 30 minutes, and 4x4 is the last event, so I'm not gonna go all day because there's no reason to be there all day, and I'm running the last event. So I'm gonna try to be there. Okay, so if I leave at 10 and it's like 2.5 hours, get there around 1, granted that I've eaten, and I don't have to warm up until like 3, so it's gonna be probably an hour sitting around before I start warming up and stuff. So maybe 2 hours. I feel like that's perfect time. Leave at 10 and just chill, shake my legs out a little bit from driving. But yeah, I'm gonna save my cute outfits for another meet because this one's just a relay. So I'm just gonna wear this black Nike top, these black Nike bottoms, keep it simple, and I hope and pray that my relay team can recognize me. That's the thing about running a relays as a pro. It's like there's not a set, you don't practice with these people all the time, so it's like when you get to a meet, you might just be, let me not say that, when you're doing relays as a pro and you don't train with these people, you have to interact with them a bit so that when you're running you can recognize them, because it's going to be a bunch of people you don't know, you know. So yeah, let me stop wasting time and get ready. I'm gonna do some makeup. I'm not gonna do too crazy makeup, but I'm gonna do my makeup, and if I have time I'm gonna take my twists out, but if not I'm gonna just leave them in because I want a good twist out for next week, not this week, so we'll see. So I packed my bag yesterday. I'm gonna wear this little number with this sports bra. It's technically Adidas, but neither one of them pay me to not cross brand, whatever it's called, to not wear both. And then these bottoms and my pink socks because why not, and then my Adidas leggings with this crop top. Oh, I don't know how that's gonna look actually, because I think the shirt might be longer than a crop top, but who cares. And then my sweatpants because I think it might be really cold in Virginia. I'm not sure yet. So, wear these with my boots. Yeah. And then the rest of the stuff in my bag are just like snacks. So, I have this. Oh, I just got these Diametize. You can't really see because the sun. These Diametize protein shakes that are already put together. I'm gonna try that, and I hope it's good because I bought a whole case of it. But I like the ones that you make yourself. So, and then I got some fruit jerky, some popcorners, and some Pedialyte, and some water. I feel so crusty and so tired, but we're gonna try our best. Okay. I feel like I need to wake up. I'm so lackluster right now. Maybe if I play some music. Yeah. Playing my music and doing my makeup is so healing. So this is the top again. It's so cute. It has like an open back detail. So let me go put that on. This is, I feel sometimes to wake up I just have to start feeling cute. So I'm more awake now. This is the top. The sports bra kind of throws it off, but I can't run without a sports bra or that'll be a hot mess. But I feel so cute in this. I got this off Depop. I might do a video on Depop because Depop be having some gems on there. Sometimes they're gonna try to scam you, but most of the time they have really good stuff. Really good, and it's secondhand because we love shopping secondhand. Better quality, better for the environment, better for you. It's like a slogan. Yeah. The thing about indoors is because the pro season is so long, championships aren't until September, late September, mind you, September 20th to the 23rd or something like that, which is like 2 days before my birthday. So once the season ends, I'm gonna be lit. But since the season's so long, like a lot of pros don't do indoors, and indoors is a great opportunity to just get some more training in, maybe even get your name out there if you do indoor worlds and stuff. I don't really know what my plans are. I probably should, but I'm training through indoors because indoors is so short. So I'm gonna train through it. And the downside about training through indoors but still doing meets is that my whole body is sore right now. Like, I can barely lift my arms. My arms are so sore. It's like right here, right here, right here, right here. But that's what makes you stronger. You get sore, you run through it, you rest, your body recovers, you do it again. So there was a understood consensus that we're using this as training. Like, so the girls that I'm running a relay with, they absolutely know, like, they're using this as training. So we're not trying to go out there and run the world record right now. This is my first meet. I don't know about them. It's probably one of their first meets too, in comparison to the college season, who is coming up on nationals soon. A few more meets until then. So yeah, I'm wasting time. Let me put on my clothes. I don't want to run out of time today. Ooh, these leggings are so tight. They're either tight or I'm getting thicker. I'm gonna go with the latter. Yeah, this is cute. I don't know how this crop top is gonna go since my shirt's longer. I might just fold it up so that I can be cute. Oh, but then I'm putting a sweater on over it, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. If you see me in this same warm-up at a bunch of different meets, mind your business. I'm a girl on a budget. This is cute. The bottom's sticking out from my uniform. I don't care. I'm gonna just tuck it up. This is cute. Period. Okay, what's first? I'm gonna wash my face. Anyone who knows me, I'm such a big, like, spiritual girl. So my friend, she, my bestie, she sent me a paragraph out of a book that she thought reminded her of something that I had said earlier, so she thought that she would share, and I thought it was so sweet. It says, in the film The Fire of the Chariots, Olympic rudder Eric Liddell says, I believe God made me for a purpose, but he also made me fast, and when I run, I feel God's pleasure. Later he says, to give up running would to hold him in contempt. There are no unspiritual abilities, just misused ones. Start using yours for God's pleasure. And I thought that was so interesting because it reminds me, it reminds me of, I've always thought that running was a part of my purpose, and I can see it throughout my track journey and just my life, because there are many times where I wanted to quit, and I did quit. I quit multiple times, like so many times. When I was younger, I wasn't like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a pro athlete. Like that wasn't even, or like when I grow up, I want to go to the Olympics, or I want to go to college for running. Like none of that was even on my radar. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a scientist, I want to be an engineer, that type of stuff. I wanted to be a therapist. I no longer want to be a therapist. These people are crazy. And yeah, no, it's so draining. So yeah, glad I was steered away from that. Anyways, I've known that track is a part of my purpose, and because every time I would quit, and I would actually quit, like I would walk away from the sport, or I would just doubt myself, or I would self-sabotage my races, and so that I'm not prepared for it, and then I'd have an excuse of like, oh, like, well, you know, I didn't eat, so that's why I didn't run well, or blah blah blah. And just being scared to be good and being scared to actually try, because the worst thing for me was just trying and not doing well. I feel like that was a big shot to my ego. Like I put in all this effort and nothing came of it. I feel differently now. Even last year I was ready to walk away from track, and I feel like this year I feel like a completely new person, and just wanting to see what happens when I actually care. I don't feel like there was one. That's a lie. My senior year of college, that's when I actually cared, and I actually trained and didn't sabotage myself, and it went really well. And I PR'd and ran times that like didn't even know was possible for me, or like even other people. Some people thought I would cap out at a certain time, and I kept getting faster. And so that year was really eye-opening for me, of like, I could keep doing this if I want to do it, and I have the talent to keep going if I want to. And so what really concreted the idea that running is part of my purpose is every time that I quit throughout the years. I quit in high school, I quit in college multiple times, and I wanted to quit last year. When I wanted to quit, or I actually quit, when I came back to it or re-engaged into track, something like miraculous happened. When I quit, came back, and one of the times in college it was like, okay, quit, came back, and I shocked everyone by running some crazy time off of not running for like months. I hadn't had an official practice in months, and I came back and I ran 2 meets that season. So I quit for a year, and I came back and I ran at the last chance meet before ACC championships, and then I ran at ACC championships and I missed finals by like 0.07, and that was so frustrating to me, but I couldn't be mad. But I started crying because I was like, oh, I really wanted to make it, but I was like, if I really wanted to make it, I need to be training more than just a month before championships. And also the fact that I was not training and able to come back and almost make finals by like 100th of a second meant that if I actually put in the work, I wouldn't be just booted out in the prelims. Like I would make finals, I could get up there to the top. And so the next year, I want to say, no, next year was COVID or something like that, whatever. Well, my last year at NC State, when I really locked in, I worked really hard and I had got injured, but it is what it is. I had a patella tendonitis. Whatever. And oh, I meant to put my primer on. Oh well. I had patella tendonitis, but my knee decided to lock in for my last year at NC State, which I didn't know was my last year at NC State yet, but I ended up getting second place at ACCs, and I thought that was so miraculous because the previous ACCs that I had ran, I was one spot out of finals. So to be on the podium and just seeing the results and rewards of actually caring about the sport. I could have cared more at that time, for sure. I could have worked harder, for sure. But just seeing how things pay off when you actually care and you don't sabotage yourself. But yeah, one thing that I say all the time is if it's your calling, it'll keep calling you. And that's so facts. Like, the way that I walked away from track so many times, and there were some times where I didn't even miss it. Like, I had preferred to not run, and just an amazing opportunity had popped up that got me back into running, and just so many amazing things have happened for running track. And now I feel like, what am I trying to say? I feel like even when things look like I have no idea how this is gonna play out, like I don't have a sponsor, I don't have an agent, I have to do everything myself. And the fact that I have been doing things myself, I didn't have an agent my rookie year either. The fact that I've been doing things by myself and still landing like really big opportunities that I initiated means that, first of all, it means I don't have to pay an agent and I can just keep the money myself. And second of all, it means that like some things are just meant for me, whether like someone I have specific in mind is gonna help me get there, or if the opportunity is, if it's for me, it's gonna come for me, like regardless. And yeah, like there are some agents that I've reached out to and they wanted me to do a specific opportunity, they wanted me to move to a specific place, and that's just not for me. Like, for the opportunity, the location didn't make sense. And to people outside of me, that might seem like really stupid, of like, why would you turn down money? Why would you turn down this opportunity for something that didn't really feel aligned with me, but like objectively made sense? And I feel like I've always trusted my gut, and I've always trusted just my instinct of where I need to be, and I'm always in the right place at the right time. So to listen to other people is not even in my right. I do listen to other people, but not when it goes against what I'm feeling internally. And there are multiple times where I've gotten really good opportunities to make good money, to move, but it just didn't feel aligned with where I am, and I decided to stay. And that's happened to me in the past where there's this objectively good opportunity that I don't take, and then people are like, oh my god, that's so dumb, like I would have done that, or blah blah blah. And then because I didn't take it, something better came along. And always listen to your gut. Like, for example, I don't know if I should be saying this, but actually let me get started on my makeup first. Despite what people believe, I was not like a scholarship athlete my whole track career. A lot of people are like, oh, you must have had a scholarship. No, I didn't. And NC State was where I went to initially. I had walked onto the team, and so I was kind of just there as a regular student before I just really crazy circumstances happened to get me on the team, which is another part. I feel like this is like this video was about purpose. It was going to be about my first day track meet, or first meet, but I feel like it's about purpose. And so I was going through that period of I don't want to run track, self-sabotaging, like I just want to be a regular student. And because at the end of the day, I do love track. I love running more, and running is just the basics of it. Some people confuse the two. Like, you can run without track. I can go out there and I could run a lap if I wanted to. I could run to my car, I could run to the mailbox. I could run to the park. You don't need track to run, and I love running, but I do love track too. It's just a different love. It's like running and like track, but they're still close. I still love it. But I had decided I didn't want to run track in college. I didn't really get many offers, so I wasn't really recruited out of high school. And there was like one school that had wanted me, and I was like, it was like Western Carolina. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to the mountains. Like, you can't even pay me to go to the mountains. That's how it was. Like, I'm not going. And so I really wanted to go to NC State. I can't tell you why, but I really did. And it felt like one of those, like, you know when you're just supposed to be somewhere? That's how it felt for me with NC State. Like, I didn't care about any other school. I really wanted to be at NC State. I feel like that's where I was supposed to be. And literally it was confirmed a month into me being there. I was just a regular student. I'm going through my classes. I already made all of my friends and stuff. I was in the engineering program, and my friend from high school that I used to compete against, she was being recruited by the track team, and she's like, hey, I know you're on campus, so you know, like, come out and see me. So I'm like, yeah, like, where you at? I go to the not the dining hall, the student union, and the jump coach was like, you look really familiar, like, where do I know you from? And I'm like, oh, well, I used to run in high school. And he's like, oh, have I seen you at like a state meet? And I was like, yeah, I placed in the I used to do high jump as well. I placed top 5, or no, I was like 6th place. I placed 6th place in high jump, and then I placed like 5th or 6th in the 400 at states, and I competed at New Balance Nationals. And that's where he had recognized me from, when he was just, you know, scouting for states and nationals, because nationals and states are both in Greensboro, which is where I train now. It's at the same track. And yeah, so he had recognized me. And actually prior to that, during the summertime, I was like, maybe I do want to run at NC, or maybe I do want to run. I didn't think I was fast enough to run at NC State, but I was like, let me email. And I was still too scared to run the 400. Something about the 400 is just... So I was like, let me email the jump coach and see if I can join the team for high jump. And I emailed him. I'm like, hey, this is my, like, PR. Like, you know, can I walk onto the team? And he was like, yeah, like, you know, let's set up a meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then I got scared, and then I never messaged him back. And so I just left that email there to die, because I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And I got really scared. So like a month later, this is when I actually met up with my friend at the student union. So it was like the second time this same opportunity came around. And this time I joined the team, and I was doing high jump and all that jazz. And I just say all that to say, when you're supposed to be doing something, you're gonna be given multiple chances for this to come through fruition. Like, especially if you're supposed to be doing something, you're supposed to be somewhere, the opportunity is not going to pass you by. And so the fact that I said that I didn't want to run, and then emailed him, he emailed me back, and me and him talked later, like years later, and I said, yeah, like, I emailed you. So he never connected that I was the person that he met at the student union. I was like, yeah, I actually emailed you, and you emailed me back. And he's like, that's so weird, because I never answer my emails. So he's like, are you sure I answered you back? And I pulled up the email. And he's like, that's so strange. Like, I don't answer anyone's email, which is bad. He needs to fix that. But yeah, I was like, that's so crazy, because you answered mine, and it was definitely, I think I was definitely supposed to be there. When I started locking in on track, it was like, at first I was like, oh my God, I'm a walk-on, like, everyone's gonna be, I felt such imposter syndrome. And then as the years got by, I was like, oh my god, like I'm actually pretty decent when I care and I try, and I don't settle for being like in the middle. I start taking the lead at practice. I start being in the front of the workouts, and I start running faster than the times that he's given me. And just enjoying being at the front of the workout. I can be very competitive. And what time is it? I have an hour 15. I think I'm making okay time. I think. By the time that I left NC State, I had multiple school records. So I had the 300 school record, the 400 indoor and outdoor school record, 4x4 indoor and outdoor school record, top like 3 in the 200. I had the DMR school record, but I think they broke that. That's a different story. So I ended up leaving from being like a walk-on to having multiple school records that still stand to this day at that school. Is kind of crazy, because it's like the fact that I didn't want to run at all, or I didn't think that I belonged there, and ended up not only just being the best at the school ever, also placing on the podium at ACCs. So I thought that was very interesting. So I do think that I was exactly where I belonged. And then my last year, I'm a very intuitive person. I could feel like things shifting. This was my 5th year, and because I had an injury year and a COVID year. So this was my 5th year, and I could feel things shifting in a way that was like weird. And you know when you're just not. So the same way that I knew that I was supposed to be at NC State that year, I really felt like I was not supposed to be at NC State. And I really liked my coach. I wanted him to keep coaching me, but I didn't want to be at NC State. And so I was having a difficult time navigating that, like, which one do I value more? Finding people to actually train with so I can get better, because I didn't have a training group, or sticking with my coach because he had gotten me from, at the time, 56 coming out of high school to a 52 low. And I'm like, yeah, he did his thing with that. But so I was just having difficulty trying to navigate wanting a training group but wanting to stay with my coach. And so that year I hopped into the portal to try to spend my last year somewhere else. And I was really shocked. I felt real, I don't know, what's the word? I felt real like that girl when I started getting the emails. Like, it can boost your ego so quick. All these schools emailing like, I want you. Like big schools like LSU, Texas A&M, Miami, Texas, all these big schools were like, hey, we want you. And I was just so like, oh my god, me, period. And so I'm talking to these schools or whatever. I'm telling them I only have 1 year left. Like, a lot of schools say like when you have 2 years, that way if you start, 1 year is not make or break, it's like 2 years. So it's like, if the difference in training breaks you down that 1 year, you still have another year. But if the difference in training breaks you down that first year, then it's done. So I'm talking to the schools. I'm trying to think about where I want to go, what state, if I want to be far from home. So yeah, I'm just talking about these schools. I'm talking to other athletes, getting the tea on like what goes on, because some schools, they're gonna give you the money, but they're gonna break you down mentally, and I don't want that. My coach is very unique. If he tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't need to be yelled at to run it at practice, you know, because I'm gonna do it. But some of them move with iron fist, and you kind of have to. That's just not the environment that I wanted to be in, because I like to say I'm a very hard worker, and I'm gonna do what needs to be done, and I don't like to be yelled at to get it done, because I'm gonna do it anyway. It's like when your parents are like, when you're gonna go do the dishes, you're literally walking to do the dishes, and they're like, yeah, go do the dishes. It makes you not want to do the dishes. So someone yelling at me at a workout that I was gonna work hard at anyway, that's gonna make me mad, and I don't want to be mad. I just want to be fast. And so, yeah. And all in all, it was very overwhelming. Like, it was nice at first to get all this attention from all the coaches, especially since it was like healing a part of me that had not been recruited out of high school. So it's like all these big schools want me now. And I got too overwhelmed, and I started ignoring all the coaches. Like, they were emailing me, they were calling my coach, they were DMing me on every platform. They were very like, yeah. And it was just too much for me, and I was getting very overwhelmed. I didn't want to reply to everyone. Like, I hate replying to people sometimes. I've been better over the year of replying to people on like social media and stuff, but I get very overwhelmed replying to DMs and stuff. And it got so bad that they started calling my coach, and was like, my coach was very nice during this process. He understood exactly what I was feeling. Did he want me to leave? No, but he wanted me to be in the best place for me to do what I need to do to be successful. And so the coaches are calling him like, hey, like, is there something we need to know about her? Like, why is she leaving? And he's like, she just wants a training group. She doesn't have like, because some athletes be leaving because they beef with the whole team and the coach. So some coaches like to call and get references of like, why are they leaving? And like, what should we know about her? Is she gonna disrupt my team joining her? Blah, blah, blah. So they're calling my coach, and they're like, why is she leaving? Blah, blah. And some of them were telling him that I was not answering their messages. So he was coming back to me like, how come you're not answering their messages? I'm like, not snitching. Maybe I don't want to go there. But okay. And yeah, all in all, I was very overwhelmed, and I sat with myself, and I was like, yes, I want to leave, but I want to stay with my coach more. Like, I want him to train me more, because who else can say their coach is a gold medal Olympian? No, not many. Some of y'all can, but not everybody. And not only that, he has like really good connections with people. So even if it's something he doesn't know, he knows people that can help him out. And he's a very nice coach. He doesn't yell at me. He just tells me, this is what we're doing today, and then we do it. And I feel like that type of coach is very, very rare. I will say that type of coach is super rare in track. So yeah, at the end of the day, I had decided to stay and just thug it out. They were offering me a full ride scholarship for grad school, and some extra on the side because they wanted me that bad, period. And I was like, fine, I'll stay. And then as soon as I said I was gonna stay, the head coaches, they were stalling on the money. They were not sending me these contracts. It's like, they were like, we're gonna give you this money, this money, this money, this money. Please stay, don't go, please stay. And then as soon as I said I'm staying, conversation stopped. I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird, but okay. They got complacent. I don't like that. Gotta apply pressure at all times. And I decided to stay, and then a few months later, after I decided to stay, my coach was like, hey guys, I'm leaving. I was so mad. I was like, I know he's not leaving after I just said I was gonna stay just to be coached by him, even though I wanted to leave. I was so mad. But at the end of the day, I decided to go to the school that he was gonna go coach at. And it was perfect. It was perfect because I was getting to keep the same coach, get a new environment, and get a training group. And yeah, so that was a very long story. Also about purpose, about how you just know what's right for you, but sometimes you just have to wait for the opportunity. I feel like I was trying to prematurely jump into new opportunities because I felt that change was coming, but the opportunities that were present at the time weren't the opportunities that were right for me. I just had to wait for things to play out, and then boom, perfect opportunity come for me. I could go to this new school and I PR in a way that like didn't even think was possible, because I had people to push me, I had the same coach, I had a new environment. I'm saying all this to say, you know what's right for you intuitively, and there are many times that things just align so perfectly in my track career, just where I'm always exactly where I need to be, talking to exactly the right people who are gonna get me where I need to go. And these opportunities create experiences that fulfill a part of me I didn't even know was there. So that's really the beauty of it all. And so yeah, and all this started out with just being in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people, and just knowing that, well, now I know that like nothing that is for me or for you are gonna pass us by. Point blank period. I'm almost done my makeup. This is my ooh, this is my final simple midday makeup, period. Now it's time to do my hair. Okay. Let's get my weapons out. Do when you can't say no, and it really is a show. Yeah, I really need to know. I might just keep them in because I'm too lazy to do them, to take them all out. I might just do a ponytail. That's kind of cute. I say all that to say, if you know in your heart of hearts that you were supposed to be somewhere, or you're supposed to be doing something, and even if it doesn't make sense to other people to turn down opportunities or to wait for something better to come along, especially if you know intuitively something better is coming, then you just have to be okay with disappointing everybody else, because who cares? Who cares? It's literally your life, and there have been so many times in my life where I've had to disappoint other people with the decisions that I'm making, and when everything turned out all right, they're like, oh my god, like, that's so amazing, blah blah blah. But it's like, if I would have listened to them in the first place, I wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing. And so you kind of just gotta be confident in your own decision making, and confident in God, that God's leading you to the right place that you need to be, and just put all your trust and faith into that everything is gonna work out perfectly for you. I literally listen to affirmations every morning that's like, everything is working out so perfectly for me, and it does, period. I'm just gonna do a little ponytail, a little ponytail. Forgive my ends. I had my hair straightened for 2 months because I was too lazy to do it. But look at it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I put some gel on it. Oh my gosh. I be forgetting I have a tattoo, y'all. Because I've been wearing sweaters for the past like 3 months. I forget I have a tattoo. Period. I got this tattoo to symbolize the death and rebirth process of just growing up. Like, even when you feel like this is the end, you just shed a new layer and it's a new beginning. Love that. But yeah, cute. Yeah, I'm actually done. So I actually don't know what I want to eat for breakfast. I actually made good time. So I have 50 minutes before I have to leave out. And this is my top. You can't tell, but my uniform is hanging out the bottom. Who cares? Who cares? Who's gonna say something? That's what I thought. It's like 40 degrees in Virginia, so I'm gonna put on this is my Aries sweatsuit, the matching bottoms. I'm gonna put on my bear paw boots that I ran through the mud. One thing about me and shoes are like, I'll run a pair of shoes into the ground. Like, I'm not the type that once it gets dirty by a new pair, like, I'll run a pair of shoes in the ground. And my mom was like, do you need some more Ugg boots? And I was like, no, these ones are fine. Let me show you these boots. They're creased, they're dirty, just real loved and warm, real worn. And I still love them, and I still wear them. And who gonna check me? If you got something to say, buy me a new pair. But even then, my mom tried to buy me a new pair, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wear these until the soles come rocking off. But yeah, I'm ready. Now I have to figure out what I want for breakfast. I kind of want Chick-fil-A. Meats are an excuse for me to eat fast food, or not fast food, but just eat out. Okay, but my stuff is packed. I guess I don't really have anything in here except snacks. I don't know if I'm going to record while I'm driving, because you're not supposed to do that. But I might if I have some thoughts. And yeah, I guess the next time you see me might either be in the car or at the destination. Doesn't matter. Just keep watching.
I got options, and I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something that makes me look at you too often. Oh, baby, you can give it something. Baby, I do it all the time. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you right in my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave. You know, I wouldn't wanna bleed. Even my heart, my mind, and my body. My mind, my mind, my body. My body says, my mind, my mind, and my heart. My body says, I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. But you got me going crazy. That you do is so amazing. How long can you go, baby? At last, to my body so crazy. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you right in my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I can check in with you.
Look at her. Look at her mama, man. Look at her. That ain't my girl. That's my nigga. Catch me out on Ocean Drive with her. Catch me in the whip, ride with her. Hey, sipping something, bumping big, hypnotized with her. Pray you get that job in Tampa. That's only 4 hours away. Take a car, take a plane, baby, whichever is faster. Oh, whichever one is in the hassle. Oh, damn, yeah, man. Oh, never knew, no, I never knew that you be a freak and a friend too. Yeah, you into everything I'm into. Oh, I got something that I could lend you. Oh, a peace of mind, baby. Come and get a piece of mind. Yeah. Say you gotta work from 3 to 9. Oh, I get you home by a decent time. Wait, your bed, you can sleep in mine. Yeah, let's make it happen, girl. I need some time. Speaking of time, who stopped it? That's the feeling that I get when we lock lips. I got the